Okay, awesome. Well, first and foremost, thanks again, everybody, for being here. Would love to talk about Drake women's basketball and just how exciting it is. We are halfway through conference play, but we are not a finished product. So the great thing is, our team is continuing to evolve, continuing to get better. And, from takeaways, major takeaways from the UNI game was, honestly, how phenomenal we did defensively. So if we're able to couple our defensive efforts that we were able to put together on Saturday, really kind of tap into what we do offensively and be able to put those things together, I think you're going to see, a really, really nice, hot team come the middle of February and into March. So just excited about that. And then one of our favorite weekends coming up, being able to celebrate Des Moines hometown team. Got a great listing of number of events that are going to be going on. Really appreciate our efforts as far as, from our marketing department to be able to put on really what I feel like is one of the hottest tickets over the weekend. You've got our women's team that plays Friday night at 6 o'clock. You've got our men's team that plays on Saturday. And then we're going to go ahead and put an exclamation point on the end of it where the women wrap up the weekend on Sunday. So looking forward to having a lot of people out. We got to get this Knapp Center rocking. And I think you'll really enjoy the products on the floor.
I take it you'll be cheering for the men's team on Saturday. Is that going to be the team all coming out cheering Saturday night?
Well, why wouldn't we? And I think Abbie ended up getting a new tie, so she can go ahead and
yes.
win the part, to be the part. So we'll go ahead and maybe we'll see what she can come up with.
Just Abbie, not the whole team. Only Abbie's wearing the Bib McCollum thing.
I got the whole team behind it. So
they're all going to wear them?
Yeah.
We don't have that as a plan, but we could always do that if need be, definitely. So, yeah.
Allison, after the UNI game, we talked about kind of bouncing back from the skid from the 3-game losing streak. Just what is the art of kind of steering into the skid when it comes to going through a long, arduous conference season?
Yeah, no, great question. And I think one of the things is just embracing exactly where you are in that given moment. And so taking what major lessons and takeaways from, when you aren't your best, when you're able to lean into some of the things that, we aren't a finished product and it's the end of January. So I think our team fully understanding, their maturity level and then also our experience level and leaning into those different things to fully understand that, we're going to be playing our best basketball in March. And so continuing to develop our team chemistry, continuing to, lean into some things that we need to get better at. I think this is like I said, a very mature group who's very open to continuing to learn.
Abbie, in that same vein, as a player, what was it like to kind of go through that streak there, and how did you kind of see it through as players?
I would say from a team perspective, when you go through tough losses like that, especially in such a good conference as the Valley, it's easy to kind of get a little disappointed, a little down about it. But I think through it all, we have this little saying where it's just stick together, and so that's what we just keep telling ourselves and each other. So, and then we also talked a lot about belief and just believing in what we can do as a team, what our system is. So I think just going back to the roots of that also really helped us. So.
Allison, with your losses kind of coming in chunks and then win chunks in between, what have you liked about your teams coming out of those things?
Yeah. Well, it's always nice to come out of the chunk as far as, coming out of the losing is always, a really nice, a stepping stone to be able to take. But, I think kind of just to echo what Abbie has said, this group is a very tight-knit group, and being able to really fully understand that, you don't all have to dig yourself a hole at any given time. So we can have people rise up out of that. And from really the first half to the second half, I think, we've been able to really kind of turn the page, write a new chapter and be able to really focus on some things, that we can definitely do better. And just to not get too focused on some of the things that we are not doing well, but just to lean into some of the things. I mean, we have a phenomenal offensive system. We rebound the ball extremely well. We share the ball, but then not focusing on the fact that we may have turned the ball over a couple too many times. So just really trying to focus on continuing to stay positive in the moment.
How did you get Abbie to transfer in here? What was that process like?
Uniquely enough, it was a situation, and I'll let Abbie, share too. As the transfer portal opens, you can't talk to players until obviously they have decided to leave the institution. Abbie and I had great conversations to start. Abbie's one of the very first things that she said was, if I'm going anywhere in the Missouri Valley Conference, I'm coming to Drake. And so we weren't her only option, as you can tell. I mean, she's a very talented player, so she had a lot of things to be able to sift through, but couldn't be more happy to make sure that she's Bulldog Blue.
How did that go down from your perspective, Abbie? How'd you wind up here at Drake?
Well, I got a call from Allison, so I answered. And I think one of the first things that I was really impressed with was just how she handled the conversation and the questions she asked me. And it was just, you can tell she just cares about the program. And it's just like, being blue means a lot to her. And it's just, I felt that. And then even on the visit here way back in April too, it's contagious, and I just really wanted to be a part of it. So.
Why did you want to leave Illinois State?
I had even in the phone call, I had 2 main reasons. I would say nothing against who's there, but I would say just a culture thing and a system thing. It wasn't fitting what I wanted, and I wasn't liking who I was becoming, and I was like, I'm gonna leave. So I did. Yeah.
And were you impressed with, I don't know, just having played Drake, your years at Illinois State?
Yes.
Was that something that was in your mind every time that you were thinking down the road maybe?
I've always loved watching them play, and then playing against them was tough. But they have so much joy as a team just on the court, and it's like I wanted that experience, and so.
What stuck out specifically about the culture here?
I think the players just stuck out specifically, just because, like what she said, we're all such a tight-knit group, and everyone's so intentional with one another. We care about each other on and off the court, and it's just awesome to be a part of a culture where people lift each other up instead of bringing people down. So.
What's it like playing Illinois State then, coming up?
We played them once already at their place, and that was fun. We beat them. It was good. I'm just treating it like another game, because it is, so.
But when you line up and you see the girls that you know, it's got to be a little weird, right?
A little awkward, yeah, but you get over it.
I think as time passes, it's the same as the old adage is how many people have asked how odd it is to play as an alum of UNI. Coach Warren was my position coach. And so I think as you continue, Abbie's journey is evolving as she's going. So I think, just on both sides, being able to really lean into the maturity of her finding a great fit systematically, and then also just for her personally, I think is just, that's what every coach wants. Every single coach wants somebody to be able to have an amazing, amazing experience. And I don't question that for anybody, whether they're transfers into our program or high school student athletes that come to our program. All coaches really want that for the people that they've had in their programs.
Abbie, where have you seen yourself? You heard the coach talk about you evolving. Where have you seen yourself grow from the start of the year to right now?
Probably from a personal level, just coming out of my shell a little bit more. It takes a while, I feel like, once you're in a new place surrounded by new people. But once I realized that I can trust these girls and I can trust these coaches, I'm slowly opening up, and it's been really fun just to build friendships and relationships like that. And then basketball sides of things, I'd say just gaining confidence in myself. She's really encouraging, all the coaches are, all the players are. So building that confidence and just playing hard and just trusting what we do here.
Coach, where have you seen her grow from the start of the year to now?
Yeah, great question. So I think Abbie's ability to shoot the ball is something we all absolutely love, and everybody's standing up and doing one of these the moment, it comes out of her hands. But I think where Abbie is not just a shooter. I think the thing that Abbie's been able to add to her game is she's able to get to the rim. She's able to get run out layups. She's able to pass the ball in the half court. And I've seen her make huge, huge strides defensively, whether that's guarding the other team's best player or being able to understand what we're doing in a zone matchup offense or defense, but just all of those different things. So it's been step by step, and you can watch all of the women on our team. You continue to watch their confidence grow as they continue to understand, learn, and have success. So it's been so much fun to watch.
Fun question for you. What was it like growing up having your last name start with 2 A's?
Well, graduation, senior year, first name called. That was kind of nerve-wracking, but we got through it. My middle name also starts with an A. So I grew up being called AAA Battery by my science teacher in 8th grade. Lots of random little nicknames here and there. Yeah.
Cool. Always first.
Always first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally first, but yeah.
And your twin was right after.
My twin was
Yes,
right after.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
But I was
Does her
born
name-
first.
Does her name start with an
What'd you say?
A? Does her name start with an A?
No.
Okay.
And
Missed opportunity.
I
Yeah,
know,
exactly. What are your
literally.
parents thinking?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask them.
Aalsma or Aalsma?
Aalsma.
Aalsma. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you just need an all-state NIL deal.
Yeah.
Work on that.
Good idea. Wonderful.
We've kind of heard about you being here, being a newcomer on this team. How would you say the city has embraced you on top of that, and how have you embraced being in Des Moines?
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things I've noticed right from the start this summer coming here. Like our community in Des Moines is just really special. Like people care about us and they come support, and you see it night in, night out at our games. And so I love after games when we can have our little like 3-minute thing where we go talk to people and say thanks for coming, because like they just genuinely care about us, and it's just a whole nother community that's really special. So